man. I had to boot JC off the mic for this one because it's obviously the lovely and accomplished Genny Tulloch. How are you, darling?
I'm doing great so far.
It's awesome to see you as always, and welcome to beautiful Boston. What do you think about Extreme 40 sailing?
It's really cool, especially in the harbor. I mean, it's light and shifty, and we had that thunderstorm roll through, but I got to sail 2 races as the 5th man. Didn't really get to sail. Got to observe on board, and it was a blast. It was really fun, even though there was no wind. So.
What do you think, obviously, as an aspiring Olympian and a girl who's doing this at the very top level right now in your match racing campaign, what do you think about the crew work aboard?
Stellar. Especially the last team that I was sailing on, Team New Zealand, you could just tell they've been doing it a lot. I sailed on Pindar earlier with my boyfriend, Mark Ivey, and they're all a little bit more new, and so I think they have to work together a little bit harder. And on Team New Zealand, it was pretty clear that they've been doing it, together and for a while, and it was cool. It was really, and they used me a lot. They used the weight of the 5th man to lure her to windward when they need to as well. So
I think they're worried about me moving around the boat. They just go, stay there.
It's funny throughout the day you see the girls get smaller, or the 5th men become women and smaller as it gets lighter and lighter. I'm like, do you have a double list of who gets to sail when or what? Yeah.
Let's talk about the Tulloch Racing Team and getsailing.org. Check it out, by the way, right now for info about Genny. We'll do it again. But talk about your campaign. You sort of ups and downs. You had some great ones and some tough ones. Where are you guys at? You and Jen and Molly, right?
Alice.
Sorry.
Yeah, we're just plugging away. Our trials are basically next May. So we are doing everything we can to be on peak form at our trials and then hopefully at the games, which are next August. We have sort of a pre-trials this October that qualifies the 4 boats that will then race in Weymouth for the 1 spot next May at the Olympic venue. And so we've got a lot of work to do, especially Jen is new to match racing and is sort of new to being in the middle, main trimmer and a spinnaker trimmer. And so we're a little step behind with the other 2 teams in that respect. But at the same time, she's really fit and really young. And so if we can get there with the boat work and the communication, we're definitely in the hunt. And
now, why is the kind of match racing you do so much more athletic and require that kind of fitness compared to the match racing that people sort of think of the Cup and these sort of bigger boats? What are you doing during a match race?
That's different. Well, the Elliott 6 meters, they're awesome. They're full hiking boats. I mean, imagine a Laser, a Vanguard 15. All 3 of us from like 6 knots and on, we're fully powered. So having hiking muscles, my 2 teammates are like 6 feet tall. So, yeah, right? And then the spinnaker's really, really, powerful, and the main's pretty powerful, and the bow has to obviously deal with the pole as well. And the jib actually is really hard to trim in the breeze. So there's a lot for the other 2. The skipper job isn't really... I mean,
kind of like
we're
these,
hiking.
These at the end of a race,
like
those
this.
guys are huffing and puffing.
Yeah.
You're like, all right,
yeah,
good job.
Exactly. Yeah, I was laughing with the Pindar guys because someone said, "Are you trying to take Mark's job?" And Ian was like, "I think she should get mine instead." It's like physically, it's so demanding to do anything but steer. And so the Elliott's a bit like that. We have the main downwind, and we have to hike as well. But in terms of arm strength, it's more just leg strength and core strength. And they're hard. They're not like a Sonar or J22 or any other keelboat match racing. It's more. It's kind of like a Melgus 24. It's got a T-bulb.
It's a little kind of sport boat, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously there are some concessions with the pole for match racing and stuff, but it certainly is a sporty little thing.
It's really high performance, so it's really fun, and it's fun to get up and go. And yeah, anything over 6 knots we're hiking, but anything over 15 knots we're ripping. So we really enjoy it. Yeah.
So talk about your competition. Obviously, we all know Anna, and 2-time Rolex winner and all this, and a great sailor, and her team. Are you surprised to see Sally coming on so strong lately?
No, Sally's a great match racer. I mean, she's won the worlds definitely once, maybe twice. Also a Rolex yachtsman and yachtswoman of her time 3 or 4 years ago, I think, 4 winning the match racing worlds as well as her Yingling stuff. And she has a really strong team. She brought on Elizabeth Kratzig and Alana O'Reilly. Alana's a college
Charleston girl, yeah. I sailed with her in Melgus 24. It's a great sailor.
Yeah, and EK especially is, I think, she is a match racer as well, but quick to pick up on a new boat, and she understands trimming really well. So
she's significantly older, than you guys, but super fit.
Yeah, well, and Alice is probably about the same age as EK, maybe a year or 2 younger, but she's super fit. She's a 470 crew, long time. She does a lot of coaching. She just thinks, talks, and breathes sailing. So she stepped into it, and immediately their team gelled, and it was great to see, them come together the way they have, because Sally is such a great sailor, and I think the last games was hard for them, and mentally she had to sort of take a little break, and she didn't sail for a year, and now she's back into it full force, and good on her.
All right, let's shift gears.
Yeah.
When will we see another woman in the America's Cup?
Yeah, good question.
All right. There's her answer.
Yeah. I don't know. With the 72s, again, the only spot we could have is probably driving.
Yeah.
Because those boats are going to be really, really physically demanding.
It's a long road to get that driving spot.
Yeah, exactly. It's a really
All right.
long road.
Next question. Your role in, well, at least a possible role in the America's Cup. We hear you are going to be on the mic when we're because I'm sure we're going to be watching.
I'll be on this end of the mic.
Be on this end of the mic when we're watching the AC 45s in Cascais in just a month. And I know that the AC guys are watching what we're doing here, so hopefully they'll learn something, and I hope to learn something from them. But as a commentator, you commentated with me in Valencia.
Yeah.
What's it looking like for you? Excited? What are the challenges?
So excited. Yeah, I was just, about a month ago, I had a break in my schedule, and they were testing in New Zealand right that week, so it worked out perfectly to go and try out. And the boats are so cool. I mean, they're like this, but they're match racing them. They're full speed. There's 5 crewmen. It just, especially watching in Auckland Harbor there, it was really windy all the time, and it was really sweet. So
Cascais will be windy too.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm looking forward to it tremendously. I mean, it's really fun to talk and think about match racing in a different context than sailing on your own, and a different context than keel boats. And I think for that reason, I mean, they know that I haven't done a lot of broadcasting and commentary work, but I can still think the game and I can still talk the game, and it's cool. You know, it's cool because the boats are so awesome, and they're physically demanding too, but at least the race courses are a little bit longer than this, and so they kind of get up and run sometimes, and it's just great to talk about.
All right. Remember, don't listen to the guys that are telling you what to do. Remember the things I taught you.
Yeah, exactly.
Passion, excitement, and
late.
humor. Stay up late, party hard. You know, it's the whole package. Genny Tulloch.
Sneak in anywhere? No.
Check him out. You don't have to anymore. Check him out. GetSailing.org. This girl is awesome. Contribute to her campaign. She could use it, and just tell her you love her like we do.
Yeah.
Thank you, Genny.
You. Awesome.
You're the best.